Welcome to part 4 of the Super Mario Galaxy Let's Play, and I'm sorry that I didn't upload anything last week, guys, but I had a massive headache. With that being said, let's head into a small set of galaxies, with the first one being my least favorite, Surfing 101. Why is it my least favorite? Well, it involves motion controls. Now, don't get me wrong, guys, I still think the motion controls work really well. But there are two problems with motion controls. Either they suck because they control bad, or they suck because why would you ever want to do this? And the manta ray kind of sucks in the sense that, well, why would you ever want to do this? But basically, this whole segment is basically going over the whole manta ray controls. The controls are pretty simple. You hold the Wii remote down flat, pointing at the TV screen as if you're pointing your cursor. And then you pretty much tilt the Wii remote left and right to go left and right. And pretty much it's actually pretty simple stuff. The problem is though is that you're gonna be hitting a lot of waves, because the only way to actually accelerate is by holding down the A button. And holding down the A button, it'll get you fast, but you don't want to go too fast in this game, because, well, the course itself is gonna be Ripley. And there's no guardrails, so good luck. On your first time anyway. Because the first time I played this, I died so many times in this little course. It's not so bad here, but there's actually another course that's significantly harder. And trust me guys, you're gonna die a lot. I know I did. A good pro tip I will say though is that what I'm doing right now is actually, I'm holding down the A button, but for only extended periods of time. So the best, I almost died there. So the best advice I can give is, just pump the gas. Like, don't hold it down. Just, similar to Superman 64, you know, just pump the gas. Don't hold it down. Otherwise, because like Superman, it takes a little bit for Mario to stop. Unless you hit a really big wave. But if you do what I just did, then it shouldn't be a problem. But that's only a taste of what's to come though. Telling you that right now. I'm thinking there might be a change of plans for the Shadow the Hedgehog commentary. I'll still show it off, but now I'm gonna need guest commentators. At least I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I'm just too chicken to ask. There, I said it. I'm too chicken to ask. Whether someone might be busy, because I don't want to bother somebody. Then again, the path is only like maybe 3 parts, give or take. It might be longer, give or take, depending on the path or mission. Ugh, not. This is Mario, not Shadow. But that was the manta ray. Again, it's pretty simple. Pretty simple to control. It's a bit of a pain on your first time, but it's nothing too bad. Now we're heading into another galaxy, which, again, is pretty simple. Then again, this is the first dome. Flip Switch Galaxy, painting the planet yellow. And this is pretty much a small tutorial on how these flip panels work. Basically, you just step on a panel and it'll turn yellow. It'll turn all the panels yellow and you'll actually be able to proceed. I would like to mention, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I love the little background on there with the whole Mario 1. Makes me wonder what Mario is thinking when he's seeing in this 8-bit background. I never really understood the whole purpose of black holes in this game though. Well, granted, yeah, we're in space. It's obviously you should expect black holes. But at the same time, they just come off as redundant. Like, what I mean redundant is I understand when it's in the center of a planet like this, but if it's something like underneath a planet, where there's nothing for gravity, like if it's not a spear, like if it's not a spear-like planet, I don't get that. It might as well be a bottomless pit. Black holes are pretty much bottomless pits with an animation. Then again, I'm also thinking that it's also some sort of failsafe feature where there's actually a little quirk where basically if you fall from a certain amount of height, the game will think you're falling into a bottomless pit and you will die as a result. Kinda quirky programming. But now we're heading into the Bowser stage. Or Bowser Jr. stage. Bowser Jr. from Mario Sunshine makes a return, and well, this is gonna get a lot bigger. A lot bigger. Bigger than anything in Mario Sunshine. This is also a galaxy where it pretty much teaches you how some segments work. Some segments you'll have to go to a bullet bill turret or cannon, and basically the bullet bills in this game, how they work is they home in on you, but the way to actually put some of that creativity to work is let it follow you and follow it to a glass container. It'll reveal launch stars, power stars, anything to your liking, or you could just unlock certain, well, not upgrades, but star bits whenever you feel like it. Of course. The first dome as a whole pretty much teaches you how the game mechanics work, along with the Gateway Galaxy. And as such, it's a nice introduction. It does get boring, but I don't find it harmful. Now we have our first boss, Megaleg. And since it's giant, but we're in space, we're manipulating gravity, so just jump on one of the legs, and we're pretty much on an obstacle course, along with this really epic musical piece. Oh, and fun fact, this boss was actually scrapped. This is actually a kind of boss that was scrapped in the beta version from Zelda Ocarina of Time. Yeah. I know, I don't believe it either. Apparently this was supposed to be planned for Ocarina of Time when it had a jump button. Because Ocarina of Time did actually have a jump button at one point, but they decided to stick with the auto jumping. So we had something completely different. Hey, but let's not get into that rabbit hole. That part's usually a pain because when the bullet bills are following you, it takes a little bit of time for them to turn on where they're aiming for. It takes a little bit of time for them to turn, so often the bullet bills will just turn into the fence, it'll blow up the fence, leaving gaps, but it won't hit the glass dome. It's a bit, Megaleg is kind of annoying, but it's nothing, but I don't think it's anything too bad. It's the first boss, so it shouldn't be annoying or frustrating. Yeah. This is gonna be a long LP, I gotta tell you. Like Shadow the Hedgehog, this is gonna be a rather beefy Let's Play. We're gonna be having a lot of content to show off. And a little surprise is on what happens after you beat the game. And of course, at the front of each dome, a hungry Luma will appear. And if you feed it in a number of star bits, then you'll head to that galaxy. Star bits are now if you don't collect a lot of star bits, it's gonna take some time to grind for the amount that you want. But there's two certain galaxies that I always go to that are unlocked later on. One in the fountain and one in the new area that's also the Hungry Luma. And it's also one of the unlockable galaxies in a later dome. I think those two galaxies are actually the best is to grind star bits. With that being said, we have enough star bits. We have 440. Assuming my dazzle doesn't and become, you know, not delayed. These Hungry Lumas pretty much work exactly how you expect them to, so it's not anything different. There are actually Hungry Lumas where they'll give you an extra life or a red mushroom which gives you 6 hit points, and there's also the kind that actually switches up galaxies for 20. Well, not galaxies, but switches up certain missions in galaxies for 20 star bits. I think it's 20 star bits. Now we're heading into Sweet Sweet Galaxy. Yeah, and this is where they started using in the Mario 3 arrangement. Yeah, to be fair, the Mario 3 arrangement is good. Like, it's really good. I don't think Mario 3 was overall the best Mario game ever, but it's certainly up there. Sweet Sweet Galaxy, you have all these moving conveyor belts along with electrical fences. You kind of want to avoid those, and there's also holes in the ground that you also want to avoid. Otherwise, you'll fall out of the galaxy, even though technically we're in space. Seriously, I don't get why in areas like these where it's set in space, that there are bottomless pits in space. Is as far as this game's logic is concerned. Ratchet and Clank does the same thing. It's just weird. But wouldn't you just float? But Sweet Sweet Galaxy is also a pretty short stage, so there wasn't gonna be much. And there we go. So that is it for part 4, guys. Like, wow, it's done already. That's it for part 4, guys, and I'll see you later for part 5. Toodles. Well, why would I say that? You know what? See ya. See ya for part 5. Wow, that was awkward.